Check, 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 check. What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? I'm gonna go ahead and turn this camera off so you guys can along to see my beautiful face, and also because it is, I think it's slowing my computer. My computer's already slow right now, so for some reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and ease up the tensions on the hardware, and there we go. Oh, looks like I need to shave. I need to shave my dome. Anyway, what's going on, man? It's me, D-Train. So, the other night, this is what I was going to talk about before I was, sorry. This is what I was going to talk about before I was sidetracked into the Syria strikes. So, Jesse Lee Peterson had a town hall the other night. And I think what happened is one of his guests wasn't able to be on the panel for some reason or another, and this young Latino gentleman took his place. So there's a white guy, black guy, and a Latino guy. Okay, so that starts it off, and the Latino guy, I think he said he was like a 21-year-old pastor, American citizen, but he was also, how do I say this? I don't know. He was slightly on the fence, as far as immigration is concerned, because he's like, okay, well, I'm a citizen, but I don't know. I can't get into my family issues and family things and whatnot, and this and that. So then the black guy, he's in the middle, and he's for allowing everybody into the country, I believe. And the white guy, he was like the most demonstrative. He was like standing his ground, so to speak. He was the most, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. He was like I don't want to say the star of the show, but he had the most points. But people in the audience also had some great points. And this was one of the first times I've seen a panel where the majority of the crowd was against the panel, which was for immigration, minus this one, white guy with the red hat on, Make California Great Again hat. All right, so you're gonna have to go check it out to see what I'm talking about. But there was some really good comments that came out of the audience. You had a Mexican guy who's born in Mexico, came here, got his citizenship. Matter of fact, you had a few of those. You had Jesse Lee Peterson's cousin in the audience. I think he had probably one or two of his cousins, and he called them his liberals. And, he said, we don't even like him. And I'm guessing Jesse Lee's probably one of the few conservatives in his family, just like probably a lot of black people who are on the conservative side of things. And they go to the family reunion, and it's like, you don't even want to talk about politics because you just, it just feels funny. But he had his cousin. And his cousin stood up and said his part, you know what I'm saying? And they did have some left views, but it was a good, I know what I should have renamed this, the whipping boy, because the Latino, I want to say he's Mexican. Let's just call him Mexican, because, if you speak Spanish, you probably Mexican. Just like if you know, Asian, you're probably like Chinese, right? Yeah, no. But anyway, I'm pretty sure he said he was Mexican anyway. So he comes out and he says something about La Raza, and the crowd is just like, oh, you know, and I'm checking out the chat room. The chat room's going crazy. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude wasn't even supposed to be here. I felt bad for him because they just went in. They just went all in. And like 2/3 of the way through, the black guy was like, hey, man, I got somewhere to be. He said, I got to go. Thank you for the opportunity. And, you know, I said everything pretty much I'm going to say. Meanwhile, the white guy, he's like throwing in, he's interjecting. He's just like fit to be tied, man. He just wants to go all in all the time. But anyway, yeah, just go check that out if you get a chance. Matter of fact, check out some of Jesse Lee Peterson's other work, man. It's interesting. Like I remember back in the day when I was, you know, on the left hand side more so, I didn't like him, but I think I understand him a lot better now. It's mainly because I guess I'm more conservative. I guess I would say that I'm more of a libertarian, which at this point kind of puts me on the right hand side. So I guess that probably was the main point, but as far as his personality, I didn't see how funny he was. I didn't see how comical he was. He says, like, okay, so he's a conservative, but every once in a while he says things that black people say, you know, to white people. And like he called this one lady a white witch. And, you know, it's like, you a beta man? Are you a beta male? Are you a man? You know what I'm saying? You got to go check him out. If I could just, if I don't know how you feel about him, but when he's doing his interviews, like they start off informational, and then when he starts asking his questions, I just die laughing because he just gets to the heart of the questions and into things, and you know, it's entertaining. He's, you know, I don't know if I'm on board with everything he says, you know, and how he says it, but for him, it works for him. You know what I'm saying? It works for him somehow. I think because, you know, he's a pastor, and I think because the people genuinely think or feel that he actually cares. And I think a lot of that comes from behind the scenes. You know, before they go on, I believe he lets them understand that he genuinely cares about them. That's why they don't be going off completely on him most of the time. So yeah, go check that out. It's D-Train's. It's a quick little, I guess, advertisement. I don't know if I'm gonna get paid at some point. I'm just playing. Yeah, go check that out and see what you think. That's all I'm saying. Just see what you think.